Gwyneth Paltrow is celebrating her victory in the ski accident civil trial that wrapped up last night.
Jurors took just 2.5 hours to determine who was at fault in the 2016 collision.
What percent of the fault do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%.
The actress was visibly relieved. Retired optometrist Terry Sanderson claims Paltrow skied into him at a Utah resort. He wanted $300,000 for injuries he sustained, but Paltrow maintains Sanderson is the one who crashed into her. The jury awarded the Oscar winner $1 in damages. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans joins us now. Carter, 8 days of testimony during this trial, 8 days. So how did the jury reach a verdict so quickly?
Well, you know, I think when you look at the evidence, a lot of trial watchers would have sided the same way that the jury did. I mean, there was a lot of evidence to refute anything that Sanderson said. Now, Sanderson said he was hit from behind, but he couldn't really describe exactly how it happened. He said he blacked out. He didn't remember. He had one witness confirming his story, but it was his good friend who was on the ski trip with him. And then he talked about, you know, the medical illnesses and the medical issues that he suffered after this accident. And Paltrow's team presented expert after expert after expert refuting all of those claims and explaining how they were due to natural aging and a lot of pre-existing conditions that he had. So in the end, you know, the evidence against him, they really countered every point that he put out there. It was not a surprise to me, and I watched the entire trial. It was not a surprise to me that they came back in 2.5 hours.
And Carter, Paltrow approached Sanderson after the verdict. Do we know what message she delivered?
You know, we were talking about that in the newsroom. I wonder what she said. Can you imagine what she said after this? I mean, she was suing for $1, right? This wasn't about money. She was trying to make a point. You know, apparently what she said was, "I wish you well." And he said, "Thanks." So it ended cordially. But, you know, this was a very, very long, drawn out and expensive, very public fight.
All right, Carter. So there are the legalities, underpinnings of the suit, and then there's the optics. So what does the Oscar-winning actress get out of all of this in terms of the optics?
Well, you know, the optics is, you know, she stood up for what she believed in. She paid the price and basically sat there in court every day, hired this legal team, and she stood on her morals, and she won. You know, and I think that's what you could take away from this. She won $1, and it could have gone the other way. You know, the jury could have found that they were both at fault, 50-50 in this accident, and no one would have gotten any money. But this way, Gwyneth Paltrow could say, yes, you know, it did happen as I said. He is 100% at fault. The jury proved that. What happens next? Well, you know, there is this issue of attorney's fees. You know, this trial to put on both sides, the defense and the plaintiff's side, had to cost a lot more than the $300,000 that was at stake here. So this was never about money. This was about being right.
Which is, of course, worth a lot more than $1. Carter Evans, thanks so much.
And she got a lot of praise in the court of public opinion. People were like glued to this trial.
Yeah.